Yes, we're going to have to we'll get into sort of the players linked and names and certain, because some good players being linked with Liverpool. We'll get into them and what we think of them as players and the truth, or do we think there's much in it? But we've got to address the game in hand, and it's Man United, Lou. I know all of you, to a man, are saying, load of shite and this and that and everything else. They've got results last 2 games against us.
Yeah.
They've come and by hook or by crook. And in the first one, they were bloody lucky. But in the second one, from what I remember last season, it was fully deserved. Sorry, the other way round, I think it was. Yeah.
We beat them in the first game. They drew in the second game against us.
No. They've got 2 draws the last 2 Anfield visits.
Oh, Anfield. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And both times we've been very strong favourites, very clear favourites. These kind of games, and I'm a little bit older than you lot. I've been watching Liverpool for over 40 years now, right? And these kind of games, honest to God, form goes out the window. It's literally Liverpool versus Man United. Neither of us have always been good at the same time that I can remember. It's always been one's been at the top and the other one's been a bit crappy. Last decade or so, it's been us that have been very good and they've been on the crappy slide. They fucking managed to raise their games just like we used to. You guys will all remember Danny Murphy's consecutive seasons free kicks. You guys will remember the Fabio Aurelio free kick, the Torres goals. You remember we turning up for those games, and at Anfield as well, the Ngog goal. Do you remember David Ngog? Mm-hmm. We used to raise our game against them. These fuckers raised their game against us. We must address this properly, right, this time round.
Yeah, we've got to. Like you said, United have always been that team. Even since they've been crap, like they can get results. Like Klopp's last season was a nightmare, man. And as much as we've picked up big results against them, I think you're absolutely right in the sense of we've been polar opposites. I think maybe 2001's the only time where both teams have been sort of, we were winning trophies.
Was that Houllier?
Houllier, yeah. That was the first season we actually beat them twice in the same season in the Premier League. So, since then it's been all over the place, and I think it's a statement win if you beat United, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation. These are the matches where you've got to turn up and put in a performance, regardless of your situation. We could be in relegation. I still want to see us put in the display against United. Do not care what the circumstance is. And for Liverpool now to go against this United team who are really, really poor, who have scored 7 goals this season, which is, I think, like the joint 3rd lowest. If we go to Anfield and don't beat them, then I will be concerned and think, right, there's real problems here, not just in terms of the tactical setup, not just in terms of what we see on the pitch, but mentally, are these players up for it? Because if you're not up for this match, how are you going to be up for Burnley when they come to Anfield, or a cup game against Palace? If you can't compete in this match, how are you going to compete in any other one? So we have to get a result. This is the biggest game of the season, arguably so far, apart from maybe the Arsenal match, because of what it means for us.
Ben, this means everything, innit? Like, okay, Arsenal are the fancy dans at the moment. Man City have had a decade. Say what you want, though. These two are the big dogs, innit? Like 40 league titles between the two clubs. They're in a shit place right now. We've been there. We were never this shit. Not even close to being this shit. But we were crappy a couple of times in the past when we went up there or when we played them. And we always used to raise our game. It just happens, doesn't it? What you put it down to? Why does it always happen? Why can't we do, like, I know we beat them 7-0 and 5-0, and that played to form. But very rarely it goes to form. Do you remember under Klopp when we were unbeatable when we went there 0-0? Do you remember? Was it 0-0 or something like that?
Yeah.
It was 1-1 that season. Milana.
Something about these fixtures, isn't it, Ben?
Well, it's one of them. You're playing for pride. You're playing for the fans, aren't you? It's one of them. I know what Lou was saying there. If you can't get up for it, mate, I'm the type, get the fuck out the club if you cannot get up for this game. Do you know what I mean? It's the first game I look for. Because you've probably been, as loads of times like me, especially going the away game. You look, it's an exciting away day, do you know what I mean? It's a tasty away day. And it'll be the same for their fans, do you know what I mean? They'll be desperate to get into Anfield because regardless of results, it's a tasty occasion. Do you know what I mean? But it's maybe we have the same sort of issue with Everton. You know, when we've gone to Goodison, we just fucking heads just collapsed. You know what I mean? And we can't seem to do anything. It's like the legs don't work. But I think there's no excuse now, though, Chris. I'm done with the excuses now. We've had enough this season. Get out there and fucking put it on these, because they're not good. We are good. We're just having, you mentioned before, form goes out the window. Well, ours went out the window fucking 2 weeks ago. So now it's about just sorting our heads out and getting on the pitch. And honestly, mate, I know you can't underestimate any team in the Premier League. People expect perfection in footy, mate, and it's not going to happen. Yeah. You see people on like Twitter and that, they expect 5-6-0 wins every week. It's not going to happen. But I think Liverpool they've been pushed against the backs against the wall now, Grizz, and it's time for a reaction. No excuses. The players have had good games in the international break, and form shouldn't really matter now. Liverpool they've got to stand up. If you want to play for Liverpool, this is the fucking game. You've got to shine. There's a few players in this team, Grizz, you need to make the mark this season. Salah needs to turn up. Isak's got it. What a fucking day for him on Sunday, Grizz. Isak. Imagine he gets a couple of goals, that's it. That whole shit, all this double O crap that people keep talking about is gone. Body inverts. Look at the occasions these lads have got. This is what it is to play for Liverpool, Chris. Every game is a big game for us. You've seen how every fucker celebrates when they beat us, mate. Not that it happens all the time. But I'm done with the excuses now. Arne Slot, mate, he's under pressure in this game. Because if he fucking gets beat by them, or even drops a point, can you imagine, Chris, the uproar? It'll be... If you think it's been toxic now, can you imagine it after that? But I don't think it'll be the case, should I say, couldn't get my words out. I'm expecting Liverpool to turn up. I know I've said that every week, Chris, but if you cannot turn up for this game, don't be putting the shirt on again.
Mo, in these situations, I think Lou said it earlier on, I'm not really into free football and tearing them apart. That's a bonus. If we manage to put moves together and we score some stunning goals, that's a bonus. I'm going to be laughing my head off and bantering and trolling. But ultimately, this is one of those, we are so desperate for 3 points right now. It's by hook or by crook. How do you want us to approach, how do you want us to approach this game then? We're going to slowly try to get into sort of formations and personnel-wise. But just generally the attitude, are you do what we need to do, or are you looking for a performance? Are you like Ben? Because Ben's saying, I don't give a shit. I want a performance and I want, I'm fed of excuses. Or are you thinking, just get me 3 points and then we'll progress with the performances as the season goes on?
Just get me 3 points, please. I just want us to win so badly. But you know what it is? This game is weird because it's kind of a double-edged sword because in a way, it's the perfect game to come back to after the international break, after losing 3 in a row, because you're playing against your fiercest rivals at home as well. Late kickoff, perfect. But on the other side, it's them. And as we've just discussed, as Luce mentioned, Ben and yourself, Grizz, as you mentioned, they will always turn up no matter how bad they are. Last season, they finished 15th and they managed to scum a draw against us. And to be fair, they played pretty well against us last season. Yeah, they played well. So, like, even when they're at their worst and we're at our best, there's still a possibility that they can get a point. When we beat them 7-0, a lot of people seem to forget, we were awful that season. And nobody was expecting us to beat them. And then we went out and beat them 7-0 because you raise your game against
They went in cocky that game. They were looking forward to coming to Anfield. I remember doing the Big Six and everyone was like, do you know what I mean? And they were like, proper, we can't wait. Anfield, bring it on. And then that happened. So, I mean, it's mad how these games...
Everyone was hyping them up, really. And Souness was like, we're going to smash you here.
Yeah. And they were all going on because I think they got Champions League or something. And they were just going on because we were terrible that year. And then we went on, beat them 7-0. Mental. You just can't explain these type of games. So for me, on Sunday, I just want us to win. And I want us to have a sense of control in the match as well.
You want to see more control. So basically, you said you want going back to sort of last season where we were very controlling. Some would say boring. But not giving the opposition any transitions, not giving them opportunities. Even if it's a set-piece goal, a second goal in around the 75th minute, game over.
I don't want to see all of these counter-attacks that we're constantly getting against the last few games. I don't want to see losing possession constantly in midfield, in defence, sloppy passes. I don't want to see none of that. I just want us to be a very strong, controlling side. Beautiful. That's all I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for on Sunday. And I hope I keep saying Klopp. I hope Slot is drilling that into the lads as well. But yeah, with me saying that, I think I mentioned on Ben's channel yesterday as well. The one player for me that has to be in the team sheet is Curtis Jones. Like Curtis for me has to start on Sunday. Like
we're gonna get into the personnel. In fact, we're gonna get into it now. In order for Mo's request and wish, Lou, of control, poise, no counterattacks, none of this. What's the word for it? End to end. Basketball.
Gung ho. Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, gung ho. Yeah, this basketball type of games that we've been bloody seeing every weekend. For that, we need to pick a team and a lineup and a formation. What we can all safely say is Mamadashvili and Virgil van Dijk start. After that, let's get into it, because after that, I don't think anyone is guaranteed to. Mo, Van Dijk, and Mamadashvili and Gravenberch. They're the only ones that I'd say we don't need to mention because we all agree they will start. Who are you playing that right back, do you think? Who do you think slot? What do we do? What are we doing that right back? Again, international break, Conor Bradley, people have been lavishing praise on him. I was listening to a few call-in shows, radio shows, and the Irish fans were saying he was out of this world because he's been given the captaincy as well. And apparently he was amazing. I mean, what are we doing at right back? Frimpong did Frimpong play for Netherlands, lads?
Yeah, he was good in the first match. I don't know much about the second one though.
Oh, he played both.
I think so. I'm sure he did. Let me just double check.
He definitely played the first one. He played right wing. That game that got postponed to.
Was it? Okay. When Lou finds out if he played both, because that could be significant. He played both games.
I think they all played both games.
Yeah. No, not with them.
No, he played the first game against Malta, the 4-0, and then he was on the bench for the second one against Finland.
So he got a rest, okay? And Conor Bradley got a rest. Because guess what? He got a yellow card. He got a yellow card in the first game. He was suspended. I don't think Joe Gomez is in the picture to play right back. The other option is Szoboszlai, as we always say every week. Okay? What are you doing at right back? What do you think Slot will do at right back then?
I think it would be Bradley, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he picked Frimpong because he's been rested and he's an attacking threat, and the way that United operate with that two in midfield, he might want Frimpong to invert and sort of have us overload the midfield. But I'd be picking Bradley. I think for all that he is a bit of a hothead and he is someone who throws himself around, I want to see that against United. I want someone who's going to get stuck into them and put them on their arse. I want someone who understands what a fixture this is against Manchester United at Anfield. And I think Bradley, for all that he's not been great this season, be it confidence, be it fitness, him just getting the captaincy and putting in that performance in the first match is a good sign that he's getting back to it. And if you need some sort of defensive structure, if you want someone who's going to be a bit more defensively sound, I would rather Bradley, who doesn't overcommit going forward, than Frimpong, who, he's got the recovery pace, but the reason he's having to showcase his recovery pace is because we're being counter-attacked on and he's having to sprint back. I don't care for that. I want Bradley to give us that defensive structure, who we know is capable and is going to be up for this match. I think physically, mentally, he's the perfect one for me to start this one.
Ben, you've got proper bee in the bonnet, I know, with Bradley this season so far. But what's our choices? Well, I've gone through our choices. I know you haven't enjoyed him at all this season, but do you think he starts this one?
He probably does start, but I wouldn't start him. I think they brought in a right back to play the games. I know Bradley's he's a good player. He's too hot and cold for me, Grizz, and I don't think the injuries help him. Anyone that wears the red shirt will always be behind him, but I prefer Frimpong, mate. And I think Liverpool have got to get Man. I think Liverpool have got to get at Man United, and there's no way that Bradley's better than him going forward, in my opinion. I think Mo Salah needs someone going properly round the outsides, and I just don't think Man United are very good, Chris. When they're going back, you can rip them apart, and I think you've got to remember, a lot of this game, I expect Liverpool to have a lot of the ball, Chris. So I think you need pace as well in this team. And he's the one that brings the pace, isn't he? So I understand it. Look, either or. I don't really want to see Szoboszlai going right back in this game. Not at all.
Are we all sure on that one? We don't want Szoboszlai.
100%.
100%.
Okay.
I prefer Frimpong. That's the truth.
Okay. Mo, 1-1.
Honestly, with me, the jury's out. Both of them. I don't.
Both?
Yeah, like I don't mind either. Like, because with Frimpong, there's not much for me to go off to say. Oh, he's going to be our starting right back. From what I've seen of him, a couple of games he's looked all right. A couple of games he's looked awful. And then with Bradley, as Ben said, like he's very inconsistent for me. Like they'll come back and it takes him a while to pick up back get that form again. And then he always seems to get injured, and then he's out, and then it's a constant circle with him, constant cycle. For this game, I'll probably just lean towards Bradley because I think he's played the last few for us. He started the last few, and I think maybe he's better on the ball than Frimpong from what I've seen. So yeah, I guess
I've not enjoyed the criticism of Bradley. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think he's a gem. I just think he's been so unlucky with injuries. I really, really like Conor Bradley. I hope he proves me right in the long run. He's had a brilliant season, and then now he's had an indifferent season. So the jury's out. I absolutely understand and accept that. I love the kid. I think he's a winner. To be made captain of your national team at 23 years, I think, or something like that. I don't think he's older than that, probably.
22, I think he is.
22, 23, yeah.
I didn't even know he was captain.
I think he's... guys, I don't know about 22, guys. I don't know about you, but I think he's filled out a bit as well. I think he's quite a unit now. And as a result of that, he's picking up strains and injuries, whatever. But I believe in Conor Bradley. I know many haven't given up on him and said he's not the long-term Liverpool right back. I think he is, and I think Slot likes him as well. Yes, there is absolutely areas that he needs to improve. 100%. Come on, he's young, he's still learning. But I like him. Super chat. I just want to get through. Carlos says, I think Slot's formation, thank you for the super chat, my friend. He goes, I think Slot's formation struggle against three at the back systems, and I could see United using Spearman and overloading either side like last season. What we do know, Lou, is he loves learning from mistakes that he made last season or whatever, and he will have analysed and watched that United game over and over and again. And I argued with, I don't even know if I argued with you lot, but I think I argued with quite a few groups of mine that I thought Man United were the better team in terms of overall game plan and what they wanted to do. I know we had moments and chances, but I thought they deserved their draw. And people were like, how can you say that? We had so much possession, but I thought they wanted us to have possession. Lou, with right backs right backs up in the air, but I think the majority think Bradley. Left back, is there a case to bring back the experience of Robertson? Or no, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't want to be that person who's saying Kerkez needs to be taken out, because I think against this United team, my only worry with it, sorry, going on a tangent, I think if Kerkez does start this match, because United are so two in midfield, the wing backs, my worry is he's going to start Kerkez and start putting him in the middle, getting him to invert, getting him to be like a midfielder again. I don't want that. But my worry is that's how Slot's going to see it, because he's going to think, right, we can just stick him in the middle there and there'll be too many for them to handle. If he starts, I want to see him bombing up that left-hand side. The only counter argument I can think of for Robertson starting this one is his experience, his leadership, but his delivery as well. Because I think against this United team, we've got three at the back. You've got Maguire there. For all that he's a 18-wheeler, he's still good in the air. They're going to sit deep, I think, at points. You want someone who can put a ball into Isak's head, Akatike's head perfectly, and I think that could be Robertson. But I think Kerkez will probably get the nod. I think he'll probably get the start. If we're leading, Robertson comes on a bit later on just to grind it out. But honestly, it's up in the air for me at the minute, because it's not that Kerkez has been poor. He's had good games. It's like a flip of a coin for me, in all honesty, this one.
Interesting. I thought it would be more clear cut for you then in that case. Ben, is the left side more clear cut, or have you same thinking on the left side as well with you in terms of you don't know which one, and neither have been great? Fullback has been a bit of an issue this season so far.
I think it's Kerkez's position now, isn't it? I think we can all pretty much say that. I don't think I'd like to see Mbeumo going up against Robbo either, to be honest. I think I don't think I think the slander on Kirk is a bit too much myself. I don't
I
really get
agree.
it. Yeah, I don't think he's been as bad as people are making out. Seen on Skype, mate of mine, Pete Bolster, was on Skype before talking about the game, and the Bird, who's an ex-pro, was saying he's been shite, basically. I'm like, what are you watching? He hasn't.
He was class against Arsenal.
Yeah, he's a bad nonce. He's brilliant in the derby and shit, you know what I mean, when he's clearing fucking headers and everything. Now, for me, he plays, and I think he's got a great delivery as well. To see some of the balls he's putting in the box for Hungary. I see little clips of him, and he was like their man of the match, so he plays, and these are young lads, if you keep taking them out and you change them, they're never going to get the rhythm. So play him, and he's the best left back in the league last year. Yeah, he's going to be the same this year if Liverpool keep playing.
Excuse me, Mo.
Yeah, no, I'm going Kirkes this match as well. I might not be his biggest fan, but I think it is his shirt now. I think it's Robertson. We're not going to get the Robertson of the past that we used to have, and United have got some good attackers this year. Like obviously Mbuemo, last season he was one of the best attackers in the Premier League. Playing for Brentford, I think he got like 20 odd goals. So like obviously he's a very good attacker and he likes to play off that right hand side. So he'll come up against Kirkes. I'd rather have Kirkes in the team, although I haven't been his biggest fan, and I wasn't his biggest fan from when we signed them. I'm still quite confident in him, and I'm hoping that he comes good. But I agree, I don't want to see none of this nonsense of him tucking in to like the centre back role. Like I just find that so bizarre. I just want him doing what he was doing at Bournemouth, bombing up and down that left hand side, whipping in crosses, just let the lad loose in a way. But it's just frustrating to seeing him tucking in because that's clearly not what
it's not his game.
Not his game at all. It's so clear. I feel like we're just ruining him even more and killing his confidence by playing him in that sort of position.
Do you know what it is, guys, though? Do you know what it is, guys, though? I think we were doing that because we were playing Wirtz in the 10 and then using Gravenberch as a third centre-back almost. And I think that's why we've been doing it. I think, I've got a hunch we're going to revert back to like basic formation. When I say basic formation, not that formation. I don't think we're going to invert the fullbacks.
The thing is, I was going to say, like replacing those fullbacks that we had, it's near impossible. It was always going to be.
Oh, the generational fullbacks. The
generational.
We can say what we want about the lads, the Trent and blah, 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 blah. Trent and Robertson are, in my opinion, the best fullback pairing any Premier League teams had. I mean, I don't know.
Pairing wise, yeah, I agree with that.
Since I don't know, Dixon and Winterburn.
In terms of attacking talent, definitely.
Ashley Cole and Sanya. You're talking invincible levels. Like these guys are the best fullbacks the Premier League's ever seen, man. And you're right, replacing them is a mission impossible.
Even if they managed to perform 50% of what them two did for us in the past, they've had an amazing career. Yeah. Like genuinely, they've had an amazing career. And replacing them both in the same summer, and both of them are going to be extremely young. Like Kirkes is only 21, and Bradley, as we said before, is 22. I don't think Frimpong's that old as well. He's probably like 23. Young lads going into a Premier League winning side, expected to just hit the ground running from day one. Tough. That's going to be tough. So, yeah.
Kirkes, Bradley, the big man. Who's the big man next to the big man? Ibu came back from France duties with precautionary fitness scare. I expect him to be available and fit. If so, Gomez has been at the ground training throughout the international period. You throwing him in there, or you got to stick with Ibu, man. You just got to.
Yeah, I think Gomez has been training. Konate's obviously come back from France with that knock, but the one game we've had of Gomez this season was against Southampton, and he was awful. He looked really, really poor that game. And that one game doesn't make your season, like that's far from it. But United are fourth in the league this season for long balls and balls over the top. You need someone in the air who's going to dominate. And for all that Konate has been really, really poor on the ground, at points in the air, he's been one of the best defenders. Like he wins most balls in the air, like 90% of them, unless it's against Newcastle. So I think just for this match, it needs to be Ibu, and it's not the environment. It's not the match to throw Gomez in. I think if you're going to work him back to maybe starting alongside Van Dijk in the league, you don't do it against the United coming to Anfield. That's just, you're asking for it there, because one or two misplaced passes and suddenly everyone's on your case again. Konate's been like that all season, but at least what he's good at, i.e. in the air, will benefit us in this match against United, who, like I said, fourth for highest long balls. They've had more shots than any other team in the league as well. So you need someone who's quick in recovery pace, someone who's good in the air. It doesn't make sense to drop Ibu, even if he is in bad form at the minute.
Again, Ben, I know you're not the biggest fan of Gomez either. And Ibu's been absolutely doing all our heads in. But again, it's the area of the pitch where we literally haven't got any choice, man. This is the one area of the pitch where I'm sweating, lads. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm sweating in this area of the pitch. But we'll talk about that later. But for this game, Ibu has some brilliant games against United, you know. Like in the recent times, he's been absolutely monstrous, like bullying them. It's got to be Ibu again, right?
Yeah. Well, just for the record, I'm a fan of Gomez, but I mean, years ago, you know what I mean? We know Joe's issue. This is not the game to be pissing around with it again. Do you know what I mean?
But he's got experience of playing against them, man. I get it. No. I agree with you, but he's got to have some. The reason why I'm suggesting Gomez, not suggesting, the reason why I'm asking the question is at some point, lads, we got to get him in rhythm.
Yeah, not against United though. Like,
okay.
Not against United.
Bring him on when we're 5-0 up and there's fucking 2 minutes of extra time left. That's when you can bring him in. Get him rhythm then, you know what I mean, and let him have a shot. There's his rhythm, Grizz, but not when it's 0-0 and about to kick off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Joe could just sit and watch for a bit.
You're so bad. You're so bad.
You started.
Wait, did you notice? He said, he started off, look, I'm a fan of Joe Gomez. Right?
5 years ago.
By the end of the statement, he was like bringing one in injury time.
5-0 up.
Yeah, I don't need to ask him.
If he's fit, it's Ibu.
Is he one of the guys that we're really looking to buckle up his ideas and
1 million %.
Serious now? Yeah.
Oh, 1,000,000%. He's one of the main ones, if anything. Like, he needs to, because I agree with you, Grizz. I am so worried about our centre-back cover. Like, if Konate goes down injured, which could possibly happen, then it's Gomez, and we know what he's like. And then we're not too far away from Robertson, Endo, Gravenberch being our centre-backs. That's such a scary world to be in. So we just really need Konate to step up his game. Give us performances like last season. When he came on against Ipswich onwards, he looked like a man possessed. Yeah. Like, he looked absolutely amazing. And that's the problem with Konate. When he's good, he looks like one of the best in the world. But when he's bad, he is diabolically bad. So there's no.
He goes from prime Desai to prime Titus Bramble, isn't it? Like within 5 weeks.
Facts. It's so strange, honestly. And and Gomez is pretty much the same as well.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, when Gomez is good, he's really good.
Mini Virg. We think he's Mini Virgil.
Yeah, when he's good, he's sensational. But when he's bad, it's a scary sight. And it's the same with Konate, and it's just so frustrating. So hopefully he can book his ideas and give us some good performances. Just be a monster on that pitch on Sunday. Win all your aerial battles against that Sesko because he's massive. And just win all your tackles and stuff. And be good on the ball, most importantly. Just find the pass.
Not even be good on the ball. Not even
just
be
find
good.
The pass.
Just don't be calamitous on the ball.
Don't be calamitous, Fizz. Yeah. Such a low bar.
It's the question that we ask each other every week, and every Liverpool fan wants to know. What's the setup going to be in midfield, man? Gravenberch, we all agree, is there. I believe he didn't play the second game. A little bit of an injury scare, but apparently precautionary. And then it's 2 out of 4. Jones, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and are we putting Wirtz in that 4?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. See, I'm in a conundrum because I want Wirtz to play because there's going to be so much space for him to work with, and I think he'll really thrive off it. But like Mo said before, I want Jones to get a go in this game. I think this game's tailor-made for Curtis Jones. Not in terms of, he's not been magnificent this season, but he understands the occasion and he's always up for a game against United, Curtis Jones. So I want to see him get some. Then you've got Szoboszlai. Honestly, I don't know. If it was me, I don't think Gravenberch will start. I think he'll maybe be on the bench as a precaution. I know it's precautionary. That's why he went off after 45 minutes. That's why he didn't do the second. But I think Slot's going to be looking at McAllister and thinking, right, look what's happened with him. Every time I've tried to rush him straight back in from injury, look what goes on. Maybe he sits on the bench, Jones, Szoboszlai, Wirtz start, and then as the game goes on, maybe you can take Jones off, bring Gravenberch on. When you need to get a bit of rhythm later on, maybe McAllister can come in. I don't know, but if it was me, I think Jones, Szoboszlai, Wirtz is probably the way that we'll maybe start this off, with Szoboszlai and Jones sort of like swapping and changing as to who's the deepest midfielder in that starting 11.
Whoa, bit of a bombshell there, man. I don't know how I'd be able to handle it. Gravenberch in this current setup. Ben?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I am of the opinion, I think Curtis needs to play. I think we need that bit of a scouser in there as well, just to spice it up a notch, Grizz, instead of being too nice in there. As good as the other midfielders are, some of them are a little bit too nice. I kind of agree, though, with Lou. I think one of Mac or Grav is not in that team. And I think it's either due to the knock or just the form, but it is tough. I don't know. I have a feeling like you could even... The tough one is the Szoboszlai one, because also we know the manager doesn't like dropping McAllister. Do you know what I mean? It is a tough call. To be honest, it's either Grav... sorry, not Grav. It's either Jones or Szoboszlai, innit, who goes in there with one of them two. Let's face it. For me, Wirtz has to play. If you're taking him out the side, you're just fucking it up again. And if that's the case, let him go back to fucking Leverkusen before, because it's a pointless task. He has to play. This kid has to play. He is the one with Isak, and hopefully Salah picks up his form to win Liverpool the league, so he's got to be in there. But the other two, it's probably going to be Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, but I would like to see Jones in there. That's how you get them in. But if it means you pull Wirtz out, Wirtz is going to stay.
Got it. I understand where you're coming from. So that's two for Jones, like wanting Jones to be in it, but both think that he probably won't be in it. Mo, A, do you want Jones in there? Oh, you did, because you're the one who suggested in the first place. And B, do you think he's going to be in there?
For me, that in an ideal world, our best midfield is McAllister, Gravenberch, and Wirtz. And then the understudy for Wirtz is Szoboszlai. The understudy for McAllister is Jones. And then the understudy for Gravenberch is, insert a name here. Who knows? It doesn't exist. It's Endo, but let's not see that happen. So, we don't have one there. But in my opinion, if Wirtz is unavailable to play, Szoboszlai comes in. If McAllister's unavailable to play, Jones comes in. And the reason why I say this, I feel like Jones is the closest profile that we have to McAllister. So if you want someone who can control the game, hold the ball, pass the ball, just make things a lot more smoother, similar to what McAllister does, bring a little bit more steel into that midfield as well, that's Jones for you. With Wirtz and Szoboszlai, they're two completely different 10s. Very, very different. The way Wirtz plays as a 10 and the way Szoboszlai plays as a 10 is completely different. One's a workman, like a workhorse, and the other one's like a creative hub. But I still think Szoboszlai's best position is in that area of the pitch. I don't really like seeing him deeper. So on this weekend, the way I'm viewing it is that I would love, in an ideal world, for McAllister to start. If it was a fully fit McAllister that's on form. But unfortunately, McAllister hasn't been on form for Liverpool. And every single time that we see him come back from Argentina, it always seems like he's lacking fitness.
He's worse.
He's worse. So I don't want to see that this weekend, because we know we've seen this happen so many times when he comes back from Argentina. So if he can't start for us, in my opinion, it has to be Jones who's the closest profile to him. And then if Gravenberch is available and he's fit, 1,000,000%, he's probably the first name on the team sheet if he's available and fit. I've heard the suggestions that he could be injured. Let's hope and pray he's not and he can start. And then with Wirtz, listen, you bought the lad for 116 million. What's the point in not playing him against Manchester United, your biggest rivals, in a game that you really need a victory, in a game that you really need a win? He has to start this game. And that's the conundrum that I have, is Szoboszlai is probably Slot's favourite player in the team, because he's like the gel. Like this season, he's been one of our best players as well. He brings that energy. You can play him anywhere and he looks very good. But in that midfield, I don't see him in those deeper positions. And in that 10 position, it's Wirtz or him. And for Sunday, it's Wirtz for me. And Szoboszlai is holding bench in my team. But I don't think Slot's going to do that.
Wow. I love football, man. Opinions, man. It's mad, isn't it? Like, we're all mates, right? Look at us, 4 of us. And we all have different opinions. It's brilliant. It's mad.
Quick question to you, Chris. Can I put a question to you? I know you're a big Szoboszlai fan, right? We've had the chat. What's his best position in this team? Now you're under pressure, lads.
That's a good one. No one's able to answer that one.
I genuinely don't even claim to know. Like so many footballing experts and tacticos on Twitter are saying this. I genuinely think he's a Swiss Army knife, Ben.
Yeah.
That's what he's become, hasn't he? He was the same with Klopp. Klopp didn't know where
I genuinely think, and I think he's going to continue to be a player that's not one position player. I think genuinely he's going to be one of those ones, where do you want me, boss?
Yeah.
Like Stevie was that. If you think about it, to this very day, we still have arguments, debates, chats between us about what was Gerrard's best position. Some would say the 10 when he played behind Torres.
Oh, he's amazing.
Some say his best numbers were when he was right.
Right wing, yeah.
So he could play central. He could play box to box. He played in the 13-14 season. He was our playmaker. I remember when we nearly won the league.
He was the deepest. Yeah.
So I think, when I say tongue in cheek, when I said the German, the Hungarian Gerrard, but I mean in terms of Swiss Army knife, I don't think we have to pin him down to a role, because I think he'll flourish in so many. I think he's the first name on my team sheet, and I keep telling you, lot. You keep saying he's an understudy to this, understudy to him, and understudy to that. I think I'm nervous without a Szoboszlai in my team. There's no legs, man, without Szoboszlai. I know you're saying Curtis Jones is fresh and tired. Curtis Jones for me still needs to show me more aggression.
If it's not now, then
and I don't know how you're going to get out
on the ball or off the ball. What do you mean in that sense?
And on the ball.
Do you know why I think
be aggressive on the ball? If you're going to pass it, like McAllister, one of you guys were comparing him to McAllister in terms of controlling the pass, controlling the rhythm. He can. Or what McAllister's got, what Szoboszlai's got is that ping. Curtis Jones still hasn't got that ping.
But he can't get the ball off the defence. That's the one thing Curtis will do.
Curtis 100% can, and he can turn on it as well, like Gravenberch.
He can slow it down.
And a bit timid.
I know you compared Curtis to McAllister. I think Curtis is Gravenberch.
But lads, can I just say though, I think collectively as Liverpool fans, we need to change our mindsets, because we've got, I would say, 5 or 6 really good midfielders. It's not a case of that's our starting 11 and we have to shoot in players.
Yeah.
We're in such a privileged position. Like a couple of years ago when it was City and they could choose
pick the form players.
15 million players. We're in that position now where we can pick between 50 million players. Do you know what I mean? So each week, it depends on what kind of task that's in front of you. United this week, but then you've also got Frankfurt away, and then you've got Brentford away. You need to plan for the whole week, not just for United, but the whole entire week. And for me, in my opinion, McAllister doesn't start on Sunday, but he's guaranteed against Frankfurt, and then most likely plays against Brentford. You see what I mean? Like, that's how we need to start looking into this.
I wouldn't start Szoboszlai. I'd rest him in midweek. I think we need him for Brentford, 100 million%. And I think we need him for United, 100 million%. Again, Champions League, midweek, Frankfurt. I don't care if they're good, bad, ugly. I want Szoboszlai. That's the game that I want.
You don't need to be great either to qualify for the Champions League now with this whole league table thing.
That point as well. Guys, we must
waste the time finishing first, wait.
Bollocks to that. Salah, Isak. I'll save you time. What are we doing in the list? Yeah. Come on. Okay, go on, discuss. Go on. Why are you saying that?
Do you know what I did the thing? Go on, then. Good.
Go on, Lou.
Well, do you think of this? Because when I did the thing with David Lynch yesterday, he was saying that he wants Wirtz to start out on the left against United. And I was like, really? What?
If he's going to do that weird left 10 thing, then hell no. But if he's going to play like a proper left wing, still don't want to see it, but it's better than that weird left 10 thing that he was doing.
I've noticed you have done this last couple of weeks, yeah, and you keep forgetting this Gakpo kid, or man or whatever, right? I'm telling you, like Szoboszlai is my first pick, right, in my team, and Ben's is whoever. And
so, what was your midfield, Grizz?
I picked the.
We've said that. What's yours?
You're not gonna like me. You're not gonna like me. Like Ben's gonna hate me. No, I'm picking the free one. I'm picking McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai.
Oh no, Wirtz. Are you putting him left wing?
No Verts. Start.
Whoa. Wow. Okay.
See, the thing is, right, guys.
Right, that's enough of Grizz. Done now. Moving on.
The thing is, right, guys. The thing is, I've grown up watching the greatest Liverpool teams ever, right? Some of them. And every time there was a new signing, didn't give a shit if you're Maradona or you're Gary Ablett. You start working your way into this team and squad. Now, I know his price and I know his reputation. And I was at a show when we signed him and I said, guys, I don't give a shit about his reputation because everyone was having over this kid, right? And I was like, I'm not one of those fans that gets giddy over reputations and, oh, he does this. Oh, he's the European wonder kid. Oh, I want him to do that for my club when he wears my shirt. I don't give a shit what he's done for his national team, his youth team, Leverkusen.
Grizz, do you remember when we signed someone called Bernard Diomede in like 2000?
Yeah, Bernard Diomede.
He won the World Cup. Yeah, and he won the World Cup, and everyone's like, "Fuck, he's going to be amazing." And he played for us like 5 times.
Yep, this is what I mean. Look, I have no doubt about Verts' talent. Before people start saying, "Oh, you don't know ball," or "You're rating," no. What I'm saying is, I've grown up on the era of you work your way and you deserve to be in this Liverpool team by your performances for us and in training. And so far, he doesn't warrant a start in my team.
So then let me ask, why does that not apply to Isaac up front? Because if you're going off performances in the team, then surely Ekitike's shirt.
Because Isak hasn't started to. Isak hasn't started to let me down, and he still scored a goal anyway. So he's
look at Ekitike so far this season. He's probably been our best attacker.
I would not argue with Ekitike starting. 100% I wouldn't argue. 100% I wouldn't argue. You know, we were talking about who's been our best performer this season. In my opinion, it's been Ekitike.
Yeah,
I agree.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Massively.
I think Ekitike has been a breath of fresh air.
He's been wonderful.
Ultimately, I want both of them to be in the team. And ultimately, I think that's the long-term plan.
Yeah.
But again, this is not that game where we experiment. This is where I go Gakpo. Either Isak or Ekitike and Salah. You make a very good point, and I'll take you on board about Ekitike starting, and I would not be against it. He would scare the shit out of them. Ekitike is lively. But Isak has had 290 minutes now under his bench, under his thing, and I know he's been on and off in bits and bobs. I'm one of those ones. I'm confident enough in my own fucking amateur YouTube, Twitter, scouting levels. I think I know a player when I see one. Mm-hmm. And Isak shows you bits and you think, oh, I need more of that.
Oh, yeah.
I need more of that. This is going to be so good. So, again, I've waffled my way through not picking a strike force. I've got my way out of it. I think Gakpo starts, guys. I don't know what you guys think on the left.
I think Sloth picks him, but I'll go.
You wouldn't,
Isaac. Yeah, I can't wait to see Ekitike and Isaac on the pitch at the same time. I'm just.
And do you think that only happens if you don't pick Gakpo? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Ekitike will be off the left.
Ekitike off the left? I don't like that. By the way, I hated Nunes off the left. I hated the late Jota off the left. I only liked Luis Diaz on the left.
I get it.
Just an option for you. Do you know if you're talking about the front line of, let's say, for instance, Ekitike, Wirtz, Salah, Isak, could you not let Wirtz float off the left and put Ekitike behind Isak?
That's a good shout.
That's the method that I'm thinking. But then you got to drop one of your boys in midfield.
But no, but we talked about Gravenberch. You said the midfield three, didn't you? I'm just saying let Wirtz and Ekitike rotate. Because you'd want number 9 centrally, really. That's what your problem is, Grizz, isn't it? You don't want one out on the left-hand side.
You can drift wide, but
it's like a 4-2-2-2, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you've got to have Ekitike doing the running for Isak. Look, I know Gakpo's been a great player. He's not a fucking good player right now. And regardless of Isak, I think Isak's been great at times. He's just been fed crumbs. And every chance he's nearly had, he's nearly fucking scored. fucking Pep Guardiola. I know. Remember when Alvarez came into City? Pep still said Haaland is the striker of this team. Slot has got to say Isak is the main number 9 at this fucking football club. Otherwise, why are you going so hard on him to bring him in? Ekitike, you've just got to get him in as well. Doesn't matter. If Liverpool start with Wirtz, Salah, Ekitike, and fucking Isak, they'll batter Man United. Simple as that.
You can have Isak start on the left, and then have him and Isak both go in the middle as it goes on.
Yeah, but Lewis and Ben, this is my point I'm trying to make. Then, if you're playing them front four, and I get it, absolutely get it, with Isak and with Ekitike and Wirtz swapping that inside left, outside left role in and out, right? Two things then. Then you can only have one fullback attacking at one time. You can't have both fullbacks flying, okay? Because if you're going to invert Mo, and you're looking to invert either Isak, bear with me. If you're looking to invert Mo slightly, and then Wirtz or Ekitike slightly, right? Then you got to have only one fullback flying, and almost then you got to have a double pivot of your most athletic, your most mobile, your strongest dual winners in midfield, and that probably is Gravenberch and Szoboszlai right now.
I hear it, Grizz, but like last time we played against the back three was Crystal Palace, and we tried to do that central thing and pack the midfield.
And suggesting that again, though.
No, it was terrible. Like, we just didn't look like we were going to do anything in that first half against Crystal Palace until Gakpo came on and we stretched the pitch. So that's why I think against United, there has to be Gakpo. Even though he hasn't been in the best of form, he's the only true left winger, apart from Rio. Of course, we've got Rio, but maybe too soon for him. He's the only proper left winger that we have in the club. And we need to really stretch the pitch. I remember last season when we played against United, I don't know, I don't watch many United games. I don't know whether they still do it. But Lisandro Martinez or De Ligt were always coming from that back three into the midfield. And they were making that third midfielder. And then that just caused us so many issues last season. Especially
they do the same with Shaw. They do the same with Shaw.
So they do with Shaw this year.
Or Dalot, sorry.
So they're going to do the same thing this year as well. So if they're coming into that midfield, it's just going to be too packed. It's going to be too congested. We need to stretch that pitch. Frimpong might give us that width, or Bradley on that. But Bradley as well, he doesn't really overlap. He comes inside a lot more. So maybe it's a game for Frimpong who can overlap. But we definitely need Gakpo on the pitch, in my opinion. And then Ekitike or Isaac, whoever it is, off the bench. But I'll start that Isaac.
See, do you know what the weird thing is, guys? And people that listen to my bullshit will know that I was never a fan of Gakpo before he signed for Liverpool. Like, I was like, nah, he's not that. He's not all that. I've never. Nunes, everyone knows I hated Nunes. Now that he's gone from the club. Now that he's no longer a Liverpool player, I can say it, because you don't want to say you hate a Liverpool player. No. But I couldn't stand him as a footballer. And Gakpo didn't really do it for me. But guys, one thing I've learned and watched Gakpo and studied Gakpo in terms of, you know, as a player and the profile and what he brings, he's one of those players, guys. We've all had players like that in the team. Dirk Kuyt, Ray Houghton, naming a few. Leonardson, what's his name? The Argentinian, Maxi Rodriguez. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've always had these players that are not aesthetically pleasing, and you think to yourself, what are you doing? Where are you in the game? But then suddenly, clutch. That's why I call him the Dutch clutch. Gets you goals, man. He gets you goals. And I still think he's one of the best finishers at the club. I know we've got Isak now, but this guy has got a strike on him. And again, he shows levels of, like, there's no backlift, bang. The goals he scored against United, guys, just think about the goals he scored against United. So I think Gakpo starts. I think one of Ekitike or Isak starts. I don't know. You're right. Mo's right. He's put doubts in my head if it's definitely Isak or not. And then we know Mo starts. But we've got to win, Lou. That's it. All I give a shit about. Like, just get the win, and such a good vibe. Like Ben said earlier, this is a game for those players to stand up, make a name for themselves, basically. Because you score the winner or score against United, the whole narrative changes, right?
You beat United, and it's a massive, massive statement of a win. And for Liverpool, you asked earlier on, like, do you want to see us just get a win by hook or by crook, or do you want us to dominate? This season, all we've done is get wins by the scruff of the neck. Any win we've had has been a scruffy last-minute win, or we've had to claw and scratch for it. I want to see us beat United. I want to see us batter United. This is a massive statement victory. If you score in this game, you are remembered forever. Like, it's a non-negotiable. If you can't turn up for Man United at Anfield, one of your biggest rivals, the second biggest club in England, like, there's no other occasion to really turn up. This is as big as it gets. Whether they're in 17th, 15th, top of the league, couldn't give a shit. You have to beat United. And if we can't turn up for this, I don't want to turn up for the next match. Like, this is as big as it gets for us, no matter the circumstance. So it's huge that we pick up 3 points here.
We were going to speak about a few links, but we'll save that for next show. Links won't go away because they can't do anything about them. So we can save that chat for next week. We can also discuss, God willing, 3 points against United and 3 points against Frankfurt next week. We'll make sure. What day are we playing? Tuesday or Wednesday, lads?
Wednesday.
Okay, we might have to do the Red Room on Tuesday then. All right, we'll do a preview to the Frankfurt game and hopefully discuss that. And we'll discuss the linked names, centre backs, wingers, whatever. But Ben, I love your predictions, man. Hit me, man. Give me something to work with, man. You've been off the boil last couple of weeks, got them badly wrong. So you owe us one. You're becoming the Welsh Mo.
Well, I don't know what's happening, lads, to be honest. Okay, I think we'll hammer United. It's 4-0. I've got to carry it on, lad.
What are the master commentary?
Mo, he's taken over your mantle in terms of the one who used to do the wild predictions.
I think we'll win. I'm going to go over 2-1. And I think Isaac is going to score a brace.
That roof will come off, man.
It will at the top end.
I think he's going to score 2. I just got a feeling this might be...
come off, man. All that money FSG, we didn't even discuss FSG's 15 years. I know it's one of Ben's...
Yeah, we didn't even speak about that.
But we didn't even... all that money spent on a new roof, man, and it's going to go off when it's actually...
Isn't it ironic? Well, the season we spent loads of money that everyone's been crying out for FSG. It's just like, it's been a bit weird. But the last season when we didn't spend a penny, we won the league. It's mental. The irony, honestly.
Lou, final word.
3-0. I think this is the one where we proper turn up and make a statement. Said it before. Said it of past few matches. I said we batter Galatasaray, but I'm fully confident. If I wasn't confident going into this, mate, I'd be disappointed in myself. I think 3-0, and I think this is the game where Wirtz breaks his duck. I mean, he's gonna have a field day against the midfield too, and I think this is going to be the one where he finally gets a goal for us.
Guys, you'll be glad to know Uncle Grizz is on the bandwagon. I think we smashed him. Okay. I think we smashed them. I've been thinking about this ever since that Chelsea last kick of the game, and I've been hibernating for 2 weeks, and I hope the Liverpool hierarchy in terms of coaching and everything else have been away with their families and holidays and come back and really put these on a barbecue, man. This United team needs to be barbecued on Sunday, guys. And I genuinely think the crowd will be up for it. I think the players will be up for it. I think Virgil will be definitely up for this one. And Virgil will rally these troops. I think Mo will be up for it. Because Mo, you got to remember, these are Mo's pets. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these are Mo's pets. Like, Mo is their owner.
I've made them my captain in FPL.
Wise choice.
Yeah,
wise choice. I think it's 3-0 as well. I'm going 3-0 as well. And yeah, man, a Wirtz, Isak, Nekatite, trio of goals will just... Guys, it will be like a lifeline for us again. Let's go. Let's get this season. I think the season starts Sunday, guys, this weekend. I think everything that's happened so far, we take with a bonus. I know it didn't end well, but it started off magnificently. And I never expected it to start off like this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not one of these guys that falls for the narrative. Oh, we're going to walk the league. Fuck off, man. Football doesn't work like that. Football doesn't work like that. I've seen so many years of teams buying players and thinking, this is it. How many times Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, to name a few, Man United, bought players all season and all summer, and you think to yourself, oh, shit, they're running away with it. Football doesn't work like that. Football's all about continuity, balance, structure, and then talent. We've got all of that except continuity and balance, and I think that will come the more they play now. So, guys, thank you very much to panel. Thank you very much to people tuning in. We'll be back next week, hopefully in a boy mood, fist pumping, and after smashing those up that M62 lads. Let's just hope we're celebrating next week. This has been the Red Room. Make sure you go and subscribe over to the Anfield Index YouTube channel. Give us a like. Leave us a comment on what you think the score is going to be in the lineup. Lou, Mo, Ben, up the Reds. Peace, love, and tranquility to you all. Take care.